And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Sunday. I didn't really promote this stream. I just wanted to see who would show up. So right now I suppose it's just you and me, dear viewers of the future. Appreciate you rewatching this stream. But in the meantime, we'll just kind of hang out and wait for people to arrive. Wait for people to say hello and hey there, mister, and greetings, friends. How was your Sunday? Mine was very busy. Miko Herptile says, howdy. Greetings, Miko. Glad you are here. Welcome back. Happy Sunday, or happy Monday in your case. Shout out to the Philippines. How's the audio? How's my audio versus the in-game audio? I was fooling around with the balance of that. Tonight we are in version 1 of the game, and as long as we're in Saint Denis, we might as well take a look at what the old Saint Denis stables have to offer. But we're going to be going to Limpany and working on the infinite gold bar glitch. First things first, however, let's look at some horses. Still have Mahogany Bay. J Lash with a thumbs up. Always happy to see you, J Lash. Levi Elijah, hello folks. I've been playing GTA Online and for online, and I've been enjoying it. That's good to know. Miko Herptile says loud and clear on the voice. And how about the levels versus the in-game audio? I want my voice higher than the in-game audio. But I want you to be able to hear the in-game audio. I suppose I could take care of it myself by using headphones, but I don't like headphones. They're very distracting. I don't like the look of headphones. Even little earbuds. They bug me. So I rely on you, dear viewers, to let me know. And it also makes this more of a collaborative effort. We had a very successful movie night last night. It was a lot of fun. Highly recommend you checking it out if you want to watch Quickly Down Under. I haven't seen that movie before, not all the way through. And we co-hosted with Serena. I think we'll co-host. We'll do that again in the future. We are going to co-host Beverly Hills Cop with O-Dog at some point when he has time. I believe that movie's from 1988, 6 maybe. Leroy, greetings, friend. Happy Sunday. Appreciate you being here. Leroy, if you have a favorite movie that is available for free on YouTube, perhaps we could arrange a Saturday night movie night where you co-host like Serena did last night. I think that would be fun to do with all the mods. I think that would be a nice treat. But 1, it has to be a movie you like. 2, you have to it has to be available for free on YouTube. So let me know if you have any movies that you can think of. Odog says, greetings, we can't do Beverly Hills Cop. And Leroy says, hey Levi, we can't do it because it's unavailable on YouTube, Odog, or we can't do it because you don't have time. Don't worry about time. We'll do it at some point. Odog says, too much language and some nudity. That's okay. I mean, yeah, I was thinking about that, and he gets... I mean, it's of the time period, and if it's available on YouTube, then, if what I'm trying to say is I'm comfortable watching it on this channel and commenting on it. And, so we can do it if you want, or if you're not comfortable, then we can pick another movie. Leroy says, I haven't even checked the free movies out, if I'm honest. And Odog says, what up, Levi? Harandro, just Harandro says, howdy, Super Antonio, and howdy, fellers. Good to see you, Harandro. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Odog says, it's your call. Okay, let's do it. Why not? You know, we are... Just because I don't really swear in real life and I don't like it in the chat doesn't mean we can't watch him. Doesn't mean we can't enjoy ourselves. And if YouTube is allowing it, we might as well take advantage of that. And as I always say, Quentin Tarantino is one of my favorite directors. And he swears. He swears like he's in a Scorsese film. Okay, now we are going to Limpany. We don't have the improved Legend of the East satchel, so regrettably we can only pick up 30 gold bars. But I will show you how to do it. I will walk you through it. If you have version 1, this is a lot of fun. Infinite gold bars. If you do not have version 1, you'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way, which is collect 1 gold bar and then be sad because that's the only one you can get. Odog says, as soon as the lady is out of the hospital and I can verify Saturday, I'm completely free. I'll email you and let you know. Okay, Odog, take care of your family first. Don't you worry. We'll always be here for you. And these brood O'Driscolls need a firm talking to. All we wanted to do was get to Limpany and they're in our way. Levi Elijah says, on Red Dead Online, I've been trying to get the level 20 bounty hunter horse. I'm sure you'll get there, Levi Elijah. We're pulling for you. Josh Hayden says, how do you get the glitch to work now? I don't cuss. I've always wanted to do the gold bar glitch. Well, first you need to be in version 1 of the game, which we are here. So you need a hard copy of the game. You need the game on disk. So you delete your game, you delete all your game files, and you reinstall the game off the hard copy. And then, and this is very important, you never, ever update the game. It has to stay in version 1. Odog says, pneumonia, let's hope no O'Driscolls show up tonight. I think we'll be fine, Odog. We've got the subscriber-only chat going on. Josh Higdon says, how do you get version 1? You buy it off eBay or Amazon. You get the actual you get the actual DVD. You need a hard copy of the game.
Just a scratch.
First, we gotta let these horses go. Odog says, turn off your internet and install from a disk. Keep the internet off on that console. Yes, disable your network settings. And your game will stay in version 1. Harandro says you need the physical media of Red Dead Redemption 2. Yes, we love physical media on this channel. It's important to me to own the actual copy of the game. Josh Higdon says, thank you. You're very welcome, Josh. I appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday. And off to Limpany we go. Levi Elijah says, Super Antonio, on your other channel, can you play Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 2? Yeah, if I have time. Which one's Resident Evil 4? Oh, it's Leon. He has to rescue Ashley. I have played 2 and 3, I believe, and I have playthroughs on that channel. Red 2 says hi. Greetings, Red 2. We're going to fool around in Limpany all night long. I did this so I could collect $1 million and make a video entitled "Donating $1 million in Camp." And this is all the raw files for it. So you go to Limpany, you find this, the burnt out sheriff's office, find this loot box, you look, just look at the gold bar. Do not pick it up. And at this point, you make a save. You can save in an open slot or you can save over something. It doesn't matter. Okay? So make your save. Go back to the game. And then just exit the sheriff's office. Take care of the horse because we're going to be here a while. And then it helps to disable autosave, but I don't. So just delete that autosave and reload that save. Levi Elijah said they made a remake, but nothing beats the classic. Levi Elijah says of Resident Evil 4. Yes, I agree, friend. Classics are, there's something to be said about classics. I was thinking I'd do live playthroughs of different games on the second channel. And back to Limpany we go. Regrettably, we don't get the views on the second channel that we get on this channel. And so I just, you know, it's just not worth my time to work on that channel at this moment. But if I don't work on that channel, it will never grow. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But right now we're focused on this channel and these live streams, and we are going to do a Red Dead Redemption 1 playthrough, which I was working on this morning. Oh dog, we finally got the lasso. I'm really liking that Bonnie. I think I like Bonnie more than Sadie, if I'm honest. Just because she's got a better attitude and she's not like full of vengeance and hate. She's had a better life. She's been luckier than Mrs. Adler. But, you know, I'm just like, I'm perhaps 20% into the game. So who knows what happens. Randro says, and now we can just pick these gold bars up. Again, you know, you can just, on PS4, you can just hold the square and he'll just keep collecting gold bars. If you have the Legend of the East Satchel, you'll max out at 99. We shall max out at 30. I'm picking them up one by one just for just to eat up time because we needed an extra 15 minutes. I needed 2 hours for this video. Herandro says, even the latest patch, several gold bars and nuggets respawn. You can also make up to $21 million using the glitch that allows you to save with cheats enabled in Bronte's mission. Odog says she's definitely luckier. Odog continues, both of their men had it rough. Yes, Odog, we just met Mr. McFarlane, and boy, is he a scary character as far as dads go. Even though he loves Marston so far. We broke some horses, got the lasso. What else did we do? Rescued that snake oil guy, and I think that's it. Figured out fast travel. Josh Higdon says, live play through the Dishonored series, and I think you'll love it. It's second to Red Dead 2 for me. Dishonored. I've heard of that game. I don't know it. Are you playing Dishonored, Odog? Dishonored is a 2012 action-adventure game developed by Arcane Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. Set in the fictional, plague-ridden industrial city of Dunwall, Dishonored follows the story of Corvo Attano, bodyguard to the Empress of the Isles. 1, is it third person? 2, it's a shooter game, action-adventure. 2, is it open world? 3, oh, looks interesting. I'm looking at images of it. Looks interesting. I will make a note of it. And then off to camp we go, just to donate $5,000 worth of gold and watch Dutch complain that we still need food. Odog says, was a free game, never played. And Josh says, it's amazing. Josh, you're amazing. Hirandro says, it's the one with Corvo or the one with her daughter? Hirandro, I believe it's the one with Corvo's daughter's best friend, who is actually the twin daughter of Corvo. And I just made that up. I have no idea. I've never heard of it. Or I've heard of it, but I've never played it. And then donating gold bars, unlike pressing triangle at the fence and donating all of them, it's just painstakingly slow. They really want you to think about it. But I think they just didn't want you to donate things by mistake. So yeah, we were super busy today. A lot of chores. A lot of just weekend stuff to take care of. I did get a workout in though. That's probably why I'm so hyper and articulate. I just finished the workout like 40 minutes ago at about 20 to 7. Levi Elijah said, I saw the post with Sadie in Red Dead 1 saying it's Sadie's first playthrough of Red Dead 1. Yes, Levi, she's enjoying it very much. She likes Sadie. She likes Bonnie a lot. She thinks the horse controls are a little jangly. And I keep telling her to shoot the condors because John hates condors even more now in 1910. Also, how do you fight in Red Dead 1? Is it just L2, 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 L2 on PS4?
Yep.
Couldn't figure that out. Josh says, the first one is my favorite. It is linear, but doesn't feel it. The ending changes based upon how you play. Ghost, stealth, or chaos. Always are so fun. Corvo Atono. That sounds interesting. And back to Limpany we go. To collect another 30 gold bars. However, if you are going to do this, if you want $1 million, you really need the Legends of the East Satchel, which we will have in forthcoming footage. But really, I just wanted this on in the background so that we could. Oh, also, if the gold bar vanishes, all you really need to do is make another save on top of this save, which we'll do now. Don't reload the original save because you'll lose all the gold bars you've already collected. So you make a new save on top of the old save, or in another slot, like we did here. And then reload that save. Levi Elijah says, I had Red Dead 1 on my PS3, but it got glitched, and right when I logged in, I fell through the map. Yes, that happens sometimes. Gravity works different in New Austin. It is a glitchy game. I mean, it was state of the art in 2010, but you know, some of those NPCs look harsh. But I'm having fun. I think of it as Red Dead Light. I mean, the horses controls are really glitchy and they don't move like horses. It almost feels like you're on a motorcycle on GTA, except you're on a horse. So you're kind of just zooming through the trails. And yeah, but it's fun. I'm having fun. I like the personality. I like John's personality way more in Red Dead 1 than I do in Red Dead 2. He's so much more confident and self-assured and aware of himself and who he is. But, you know, he's a man in Red Dead 2. Red Dead 1, and he's a young man slash grown-up little boy in Red Dead 1. I mean Red Dead 2. It's so hard keeping these timelines correct. Levi Elijah says, if you don't play Resident Evil 2 or 4, can you play God of War on PS4? I can play anything. I don't know when I will have the time. Right now we're focused on Red Dead 1. Hirandro says, I got the infinite loading screen. Started all over again. It's a known glitch. Leroy says, I must admit, I prefer Red Dead 2's horse controls over Red Dead 1's. Yes, same here, Leroy. And Sharp Frost says, hi, folks. Greetings, Sharpie. Glad you're here. Hirandro, I don't know about that infinite loading screen. Is it worth investigating? The first Red Dead 1 live playthrough will be this Friday. On Fridays, we play Red Dead 1 and party like it's 2010. Leroy says, yeah, I felt like he was a bit of a pushover in Red Dead 2. Admittedly missed his snippy remarks in Red Dead 1. I assume you mean to say. It's hard to keep those two on track. Well, he was younger. He's not as self-assured. He hasn't come into his own. I assume he's about Arthur's age in Red Dead 2. Red Dead 1. See, even I do it. So he's like in his early to mid-30s. Levi Elisha says he's older than Arthur in Red Dead 1, but if Arthur didn't get tuberculosis, he would be older. Yeah, of course. It's nice. I like his relationship with Bonnie. I mean, he's true to Abigail, but he's sensitive to her attraction for him. And he doesn't want to doesn't try to encourage it, but he doesn't discourage it, if you know what I mean. I mean, he enjoys it. He enjoys the interaction, but I don't know how to explain it. He's in a hard spot. But yeah, I like Bonnie a lot. I might like Bonnie more than Mrs. Adler, I'm sad to say. Or that just might be because this is the game I'm playing right now, and I'm as immersed in it as I can be. Odog, we had 19 viewers and now we have 17 viewers. I bet those 2 viewers were the trolls. And once they saw the subscribers only chat / keep out sign, they dipped and moved on to another stream. Leroy says, I only get them mixed because the timeline in Red Dead 2 is the first and Red Dead 1's events come after, but it's different when it comes to how Rockstar ordered them as games. Odog says, I see. Yeah. I mean, it dipped up and then it dipped down. You can't see, I have like 3 screens open. I've got I've got the laptop just playing it live. So, and that's what you see. And also it is an extra screen. It's an extra light on my face. Then I have the Streamlabs screen, and then I have the YouTube screen. And the both Streamlabs and YouTube show real-time viewers and the YouTube screen has a little graph animation that just like clicks up and down. Very distracting, but a lot of fun. Miko says, not going to lie, in Undead Nightmare was half hoping Abigail would kick the bucket so John could eventually end up with Bonnie. Well, she isn't very attractive in Undead Nightmare for most of the game. We shall be doing another Undead Nightmare playthrough for Halloween. Odog says, not home, so just one, and smiles at Meek. Oh, just one screen, I believe you're saying. Yeah. Also, Odog, if you're not, if you don't want to watch Beverly Hills Cop and you have another movie you'd like to watch, we can watch it. I mean, Arnold's Commando is available, and that's peak Arnold. I believe he did that right after Predator. He was in great shape, and it's a really great movie. If you love the '80s, as I do. Herandro says John is 38 in Red Dead 1 and Arthur is 36 in Red Dead 2. Yeah, I thought Arthur was in his mid-30s by the time we got to this game in 1899. Odok says, we're going to watch both. Okay. David, greetings. David says, there he is. David, welcome. What's for dinner? Happy Sunday. Also, David, I don't know if you got my reply to your comment. If you have a movie that is available on YouTube that you would like to co-host, let me know. Because Serena had so much fun. I was very happy to do that for her. She was really scared, and she had so much fun, and I'm sure we'll do it again. And I think I'd like to do it with all the mods. But one, it has to be one of your favorite movies, a movie that you like. And two, or / love, a movie that you want to share with the channel in the chat. And two, it has to be available on YouTube for free. Unless you want to try to do like a DVD watch where I watch my copy and you watch your copy and we just kind of talk about the movie as it's playing on our TVs or wherever. We can do that as well. I'm going to do that with The Hateful Eight at some point. And The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Odog says, need to reach out to Doc and Geo. Yeah, I haven't thought about those guys in a while. They moved on. David says, I know Shadow Riders is free. Yeah, now it's popping up on the algorithm because you mentioned it on that comment. So yeah, we can watch Shadow Riders if you want. It is another Tom Selleck movie, and I don't want to do a Tom Selleck movie right, back to back or even the same month. So, I mean, if Shane's available, then, I know you mentioned Shane, and that's a classic. All these young, unruly bastards in the chat need to watch Shane. Levi Elijah says, I was going to say The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but you need to rent it. Yes, the way I was going to do it, Levi, is I watch my copy and talk about it, and you watch your copy or your stream of it, or or perhaps you go to the bay where Captain Jack Sparrow has his ship, and you borrow a copy from Captain Jack Sparrow. No judgment. You can do that. I don't do that, but you're happy to. Odok says, Marco too. Yes, Marco is convalescing. Odog has a crossed fingers and emoticon, and David says Shane is not available. Okay, well, we'll find something. I'm sure you'll find, go to search YouTube movies for free. and go to the YouTube's movie channel and find something you like. They've got a bunch of free ones. All sorts available. So yeah, we're going to do like a movie DVD night with The Hateful Eight and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. At least those two. Probably more, but those are in the future. Levi Elijah says, is Marco still in Greece? I believe so. You can ask him. He comments on almost every video. I mean, he shows his support. He's just, he's recovering. Can you see Sadie? She's asleep. She's mad because I like Bonnie better than Mrs. Adler, and so she hates Bonnie. She's very tired because it's hard for her to handle the controller because I have to hold it for her and use her thumbs because her thumbs are over here. Micah says, greetings, and that's a nice shirt. Yes, it's Sunday. I thought I'd dress up for you. I call this my Tim Burton shirt. Hodok says, he's going through a medical issue, talking about Marco. Yeah, he's convalescing. But he reassures me that everything's fine. I didn't press. I didn't ask for details. That's his business. He says he's fine and he'll return when he's feeling better. So I told him to take his time. We'll always be there for him. Levi Elijah says, as Arthur would say, good girl. Yes, I say that all the time to her. And we're just donating money to camp. We need to get up to $1 million. We spent a lot of time just standing in front of Dutch's tent. Micah, happy Sunday. Glad you're here, friend. Levi says, hope he recovers. Talking about Marco. Yeah, I do too. But I think he keeps everyone updated through the comments, and I believe he is recovering. Odog Geo, I would assume, is busy with school and moved on to whatever new fancy game is on PS5. And then Doc moved on, and Doc was literally the oldest mod and maybe the oldest channel subscriber. I believe he's in his 70s. So, he's busy with his family or whatever. Or maybe he found a new game. Hodog says same. Talking about Marco. Yeah. Hodog says, praying for those who we don't see. Yes, indeed. I mean, we've been with this channel for a while. Some of you have been here from the start, and I appreciate you having here. And we have a shared history now. Gerald also. Remember Gerald? He moved on. That's okay. I mean, he was really close. I just wish he'd been here for the end of the full game commentary, because he's the one who suggested that I start doing the full game commentary. And I mentioned him in the last, in the last video. I thanked him. And it's sad that I don't think he ever saw that or heard it. But people People move on. That's just the nature of that's the nature of life. But I appreciate all you guys for not moving on, for sticking with me. I do have a plan. Stay with me. I don't have a plan. Not really. Just going to do live streams and keep playing this game. That's really the only plan. And, you know, play Red Dead 1 and maybe one of the Resident Evils on the second channel. Yeah, just do more live streams. That's the only plan for this year. Odug says, GW, yes. Gerald W. Levi Elijah says, I was done with Red Dead 2 and went to Limpany and thought if you pick up the gold, it will keep coming. But it didn't. And imagine my surprise when it didn't. Yes, it's a tragedy. It is a Red Dead mystery, sadly patched unless you are in version 1. Micah says, I think I knew about this channel from 2021, back when you still did premieres. Yeah, we pretty much premiered videos since the start, I mean, in 2018. I believe I started this channel in like December of 2018. Pretty close to release. And now we have over 2,000 videos. Granted, most of those videos, a big chunk of them are shorts. And look at all that cash we've donated. Micah says, I remember seeing a guy named Gerald in the chat. He was a mod and channel member, if I recall. Yes, indeed he was. He was a very early supporter of the channel, and he was one of the first mods. Same with Serena. We had 3 mods at first. Gerald, Serena, and another woman.
I ain't losing to these fools, Arthur. You know me better than
And of those 3, only Serena is still here.
money, and then we head back out west to freedom. Oh, I ain't wavering.
But that's okay. You know, people move on.
Okay, Dutch.
You find different games to play. You find, you know, or you get busy. Odog says, be right back, hold it down. Yes, we'll be fine, Odog. You take your time, friend. What was I going to say? Maybe Gerald had a kid. I know he had a girlfriend. Maybe he got married and had a kid and doesn't have time for Red Dead Redemption 2 and Arthur. Levi Elijah says, I'm leaving. It's like 12 in the morning right now. But I'll be here tomorrow if everything goes to plan. I have a plan. Okay, Levi. Well, appreciate you being here, friend. You have a great day tomorrow. We shall be back at 7 p.m. PST for the Chapter 3 live cutscene commentary. Then on Friday, we start the Red Dead 1 playthrough. And I think we'll just power through it. We'll just, you know, all 4 live streams. No, actually, we'll do some kind of I'll find a movie for us. I like having Saturdays be a movie stream. So we'll do 3 live streams of Red Dead 1 and a movie that has not been determined. But thank you for being here, Levi. I appreciate it. 16 viewers in the chat. Come say hi. Greetings. Happy Sunday. Appreciate you being here. We're just fooling around with the Limpany Gold glitch. David says, when I started here, it was free roam Fridays and full game commentaries. Yes, I remember, David, and I've always appreciated you being here. We're still doing commentaries. We're just live about it. It's now live. It's now live. But yeah, I'm very proud of that full game commentary. I like having that body of work, that big chunk of videos. I don't know, it's like 110 videos that vary from 40 minutes, 20 to 40 minutes long each. And you put them all together and you can watch the whole movie. Also, you can see the progression in my style, my narrative style. Micah says Red Dead 1 actually has a cheat that makes the entire game turn to black and white, similar to your black and white cutscene videos. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. But the colors are so washed out in Red Dead 1, it feels like it's just old-timey, glitchy. David said, I believe you had started an Arthur stint. Perhaps stunt, you mean. You know, Sadie, when she meets neighbors, she's a very good girl. She will sit and she will let you pet her. And I am happy to, like, you know, I have a lot of older neighbors, senior neighbors, and I'm happy to let them pet her because petting a dog lowers blood pressure. But at some point during the petting, if you don't, I mean, usually they'll just like pet politely and that's enough. But if you keep petting her, she'll get excited and jump up at some point because she can't help it. She's just so happy to see you. And you know, you don't want to scare these olders because she could literally knock you over. She's very strong for her size. So it's like, so that happened this morning. And I had to like apologize for her even though they didn't mind. I said she's very friendly, perhaps a bit too friendly. But if you just like give her like a couple little pets on the head, she's fine. I mean, she's very polite. But if you get familiar with her, she's going to get familiar back. David says, it was something with Just Arthur. I was doing Streets of Saint Denis and also Guarma Stream. And I was just going to have Arthur fool around in Saint Denis and in the swamp. Andrew Shorts, thank you for subscribing. David said, did you say Commando was free? It is indeed, with Raydon Chong. I let him go. Yeah, Arnold was in great shape for Commando, and I believe he was older, over 40. I'll look it up. We'll do Commando at some point. Or we can do Commando, David, if you want. David says, yes, that one, the streets. Good one right there. I love the gearing up scene, the gearing up montage in Commando. That's, you know, it's one of my favorite scenes of all time. So, yeah, that's worth watching. Jesus Ariola says, brothers and sisters, salute. Salute to you, friend. Happy Sunday. Greetings. Appreciate you being here. How is your mother? How's your dear sainted mother, Lucia? All we're doing is fooling around with the Limpany Gold glitch and donating $1 million to camp to see what Dutch will do. And spoiler alert, he doesn't do anything except ask for more money. And David says, QVO Jesus. Maybe that's some sort of Espanol. David, did you say what was for dinner? What was for dinner? I had pizza salad and a third of a slice of chocolate cake that someone gave me. It was good, but I don't like having food that I can't share with Sadie. And chocolate, as I'm sure you know, is toxic to dogs. Consequently, I don't have much chocolate in my life, so when I do, it's very I think I enjoy it more. I did give her a piece of the buttercream frosting, which was not chocolate. It was just vanilla, and her eyes lit up and started spinning around, and then she had the zoomies for a while because it was a lot of sugar. But, you know, it was just a little piece. David says hamburgers. I'd eat that. Love hamburgers. One of the perfect foods. Jesus says she is doing great. We had a carne asada with my family members that came out of town. Thanks for asking. Appreciate you being here, Jesus. And thank you for sharing what we had for dinner. I'm regrettably almost always obsessed with food because I only eat one meal a day. So we do talk about food a lot on this channel. Miko says, with all that money donated, the gang could have gone to Tahiti already. Yes, and my question to you is this. How is Seamus able to float 99 gold bars? How does he have all that cash available for us? And where is he putting the gold bars? See, he's doing it again. He's got another $500,000 available for us.
Okay, let's see.
Or maybe we're just buying dime. No, he's doing it again.
Okay.
You know, and selling that gold, it's not. We could have done a montage about, maybe we will, why not, of selling all that gold to Seamus. And back to Limpany we go. I do love that piebald Tobiano. Yes, I did get my workout in before the stream. It was a full workout. So I did jump ropes for cardio. And then push-ups, chin-ups, pull-ups, tricep dips, shrugs. But full body weight shrugs. I do it on the bar. And what else? Oh, leg lifts. David says he sells a lot of stagecoaches. Yeah, but you know, it's like to who? He's gotta have connections in Saint Denis to get rid of all that gold. Saint Denis and Blackwater. Also, Blackwater really needs a fence. How can Blackwater not have a fence? Or Tumbleweed or Armadillo, a sketchy town in New Austin. How can they not have a fence? Super annoying. Also, David, Red Dead 1. We got a new stallion, Palomino stallion, but there's no stables. So how do we access that new stallion? Micah says, I do skateboarding for cardio. Well done, Micah. That's very thrilling. Skateboarding. Yeah, I just jump rope and then I walk the dog. That's the extent of my cardio. Oh, and burpees. I do burpees. That's cardio. When I say I do push-ups, they're actually burpees. Burpees to me are a perfect exercise. Metro Edit says, "What's up, chat and super?" Metro, greetings, friend. Appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday. We're just fooling around with the Limpany Gold glitch in version 1 of Red Dead Redemption 2. And we have the Legend of the East Satchel, so we can pick up 99 at the same time. I do love that glint. I do love having more money than we can possibly spend. Jesus Areola says, 1 meal a day. Why? It just works best for me. I don't like thinking about, well, I do like thinking about food, but it just works best for me. Micah says, you can have only one horse in Red Dead 1. Stables don't exist. Yeah, I saw like a horseshoe and I thought it was a stable, but it was a horseshoe game. And I couldn't even figure that out. It was kind of like fishing, but not really in terms of mechanics. Metro Edit says, what do you do this glitch? Well, we explained it at the beginning of the stream. Basically, you have to be in version 1. It involves saving and reloading. And there are a bunch of videos available. But if you're not in version 1, don't even try. We did this basically so we could donate $1 million to camp and see what Dutch would do. And spoiler alert, he's not impressed. So we lost that Palomino. We don't get him. I also noticed that you can pretty much ride any horse you want. Just pick up. We accidentally got on Bonnie's horse, and Bonnie got on our horse. David says it will also glitch you to the horse it starts you with for some reason. Yeah, it's a glitchy game. And I noticed you could buy horses from the general store. But I don't think we could afford any. Right now, I'm just knocking out missions, doing stranger missions, shooting condors, and trying to figure out game mechanics. I think I'm not even going to play Red Dead 2 while I do this playthrough, just so I can focus on Red Dead 1 game mechanics. Metro Edit says, can you mod me? Not currently accepting applications for mods right now, Metro, but I appreciate you wanting to be a mod. The Norse guy says, hi from Norway. Shout out to Norway. We have a Viking in the chat. Welcome, Norse guy. Appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday. We're just kind of fooling around in Limpany right now because Arthur wanted to donate $1 million to camp. David says, real frustrating controls. Also, I replayed it a while ago and just got irritated, LOL. Yes, we are very spoiled with Red Dead 2. That's why I'm not going to play it at all. I'm just going to focus on Red Dead 1 and power through it so we can get it for the live streams, for the chat, for you guys, for you unruly bastards. Actually, you're very ruly now that we have subscriber-only chat initiated. Jesus Areola says, I am in Texas. Shout out to Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. And back to Seamus we go.
Okay,
Have to be very careful not to sell that gold jointed bracelet, even though we're never going to chapter 5, so we don't really need it. David says, the controls when you are racing will really test your patience. Yes, we raced Bonnie, fell off the horse twice because I wasn't paying attention to the stamina. It was very embarrassing. We finished like beyond dead last. But interestingly enough, we didn't get a different cutscene. It's not like... Bonnie was very gracious when we finally caught up with her, and I believe whether we win or lose, we get the same cutscene. Jesus says, I haven't tried Middle Eastern food. Would love to. And the Norse guy says, thanks to you, I know about the gold ingot glitch in New Austin. Well, I appreciate you being here, friend, and I'm happy to help. Metro Edit says, how are you doing? Hirandro says, Seamus is an acquired taste. And David says, wagon racing. I guess something to look forward to. Yes, when we rescued the West, what's his name? The snake oil guy, we had to fight some jokers while we were driving the wagon. But again, the wagon and the horse, it just feels like GTA. It just feels like you're in a car or a motorcycle. It's very smooth. So they didn't really figure it out, but they did so much work on this game.
Take it easy.
Micah says there's also a lot more swearing in Red Dead 1. Yes, I noticed that. And the bath ladies seem a lot more, shall we say, friendly, amenable. And back to Limpany we go. 22 viewers, appreciate you being here, friends. Happy Sunday. Come say hi. If you are subscribed to the channel. If you are new to this channel, greetings. We have subscriber chat turned on because we were having a troll problem, which we don't have now. But I appreciate you being here, regardless. Hirandro says they toned it down in Red Dead 2. Well, you know, it was 10 years later or 8 years later, and they probably listened to more focus groups or parents, or the board or the directors were like, you need to tone down the language, and you need to start treating this like an actual company that's supposed to make a profit and not a bunch of goofy guys just making the most defiant game you can possibly make. David says, sit a spell, take your shoes off. And David also continues, I must have missed the troll. Yeah, it was mostly Serena and Odog. You had moved on because you were training a guy, as I believe, so you had to leave. Red 2 says, how are you doing? We are doing quite well, thank you. I'm always happy to be here. I'm always happy to be here with you. Ironically, I miss you guys when we are not chatting. I miss all of you unruly bastards. You are not unruly or bastards. I just like calling you that. If I tease you, it's out of affection. Yeah, David, the first time it was very odd. There were it was towards the end of the stream, and I was just, you know, wrapping up and talking and promoting the next stream and talking about how we're going to do Quigley Down Under, blah blah blah. And then this guy comes in, a new guy, and says hi, and so I say hi back, welcome to the stream, blah blah blah. And then he just starts getting racist. It was so weird. And the first one, I was like, you know, I knew what to do. I handled it. You know, I just like, I think I timed him out. I didn't even bother blocking him. And then, but the second one, and I'm sure it was just him on another account because he was saying the exact same thing. or it was another friend that was in the same room that got on his account. And the second one just tripped me up. I didn't, it's like I didn't freeze, but I just wasn't expecting a second one, and that kind of threw me. So I didn't really continue with my my exit. I just kind of dipped out, and then they were back the next night, and boy, were they out of control. But Serena and ODog were there, and then after that, we initiated subscriber-only chats, and they haven't been a problem. Metro Edit says, I haven't played Red Dead 2 in a minute. I just got tired of it because I beat it like 25 times. Well, Metro, you do not beat this game. This game beats you. And Metro continues, dang, I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, I am too. I was very disappointed because if someone says hi to me in the chat, I just assume they know the channel. They've been here before. They know my videos. And so I'm very welcoming, and and I'm sincerely happy. I'm happy to see new names, and then they're mean. It's so weird. So I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, and two, I invested all this niceness, this nice energy, to someone who's just here to be mean. But you don't have to worry about that with subscriber-only chats. Hirandro says, can you report them to YouTube against TOS hate speech? Well, funny you should mention that, because Arthur meant to do that also. Because I was just blocking them, but Serena was like going the extra effort and reporting them for hate speech. Metro Edits agrees. Yes, the game did beat me down. I gotta tell you, Metro, if you want to be a mod on this channel, you have to love this game, and you have to pretty much play it every day, and you have to know it backwards and forwards, and you can never get tired of it. So you have to love. So yeah, 1, you have to be over 18. 2, you have to love this game as much as I do. And 3, I have to know you better. So hang out in the chat more, and we shall revisit the mod question at a later date. Your application is on file. And back to Saint Denis we go. David says, we are very spoiled here. Well, yeah, but it's fine now that we've got some, we've got the chat under control. I think we need to pick up this Tiger Stripe Mustang. Metro Edit says, I'm not over 18. Well, Metro, you will be at some point, and if you are still playing this game and still watching this channel, then we can revisit that conversation. David said, I just rescued eagle flies from the fort. I hope you picked up the complimentary scout hat. I was just mentioning, I don't know if you heard in a previous stream, just fooling around with all these cutscenes and that and editing them into into a complete video. Pound for pound, the Chapter 6 missions are the best missions in the game. It's just such a pain to get to Chapter 6, and it's such an emotionally heavy chapter, I don't want to play Chapter 6. ODog says, won't be a baby forever, ODog is back. And David says, no need to grow up fast. And David says, yes, I did. Yeah, pound for pound, I do love the missions in Chapter 6, but I will probably never play Chapter 6 again. I pretty much decided after we finished the full game commentary that was the last time I'm going to finish the game.
Okay, let's see.
ODog says, 100% don't rush till Don't rush it. You'll be begging to go back. Adulting sucks. Metro Edit says, in my opinion, it's chapter 2. Yeah, it's hard being an adult. I mean, you've got responsibilities, but also you can do whatever you want. And that's good and bad. I mean, I hated my parents growing up. I miss them horribly now that they're gone. Also, I noticed, O-Dog David, that I'm way more sentimental about Christmas now. I mean, I decorated a little bit. I don't know if I'm sure you saw my Christmas decorating video, but I want to decorate more. I don't necessarily want a tree, but I want more Christmas stuff next year. And someone threw out a really elaborate wreath, artificial, that had like pine cones and fruit and red flower thingies, just all this stuff. And so Sadie and I picked that up this morning. I was like, we'll take that. I can't believe they threw it out because Christmas decorations are expensive. So I don't want a tree, but I want more Christmas related stuff. And I think that's basically because my parents are gone, and if I want a happy Christmas, I'm responsible for it. Metro Edit says, by the way, your cougar vid helped me a lot. Oh, appreciate that, friend. Happy to be there for you. I love hunting cougars. I used to be afraid of them. I'm not anymore. Same with panthers. Dutch is just reading and saying, keep them coming. But, literally, we're giving you $500,000 right now. Hosea should be involved in this. Herr Strauss, the camp accountant, should be involved in this. Because we're changing everyone's lives right now. Odog says, I miss the hell out of my parents. Yeah, same here, Odog. Same here. And I'm reminded of them at the oddest times. But I do like celebrating Christmas, by myself and with the dog. I enjoy that. Odog says, but anyway, how far are you going in game? Up till chapter 6? I believe chapter 6 is available for channel members. Let me check. I know Yes, chapter 6 is available. Chapter 5 has just been released. And then I will do the 2 epilogues as one video. And then after that, I'm going to put all the Sadie cutscenes into one video. And then after that, we are going to release the entire cutscenes. No commentary. It's going to be over 3 hours long, in color. Just put it out there for reference. You can watch it or not. I don't care. And then we shall break it down into chapter by chapter like we did, I believe on Friday. And we shall do the full game cutscene commentary in color. Maybe I'll do the full game cutscene video in black and white, just because I really like the look of that. And there are other full game cutscenes that are in color. So we might as well distinguish ourselves by doing it in black and white. And again, actually more focused on Red Dead 1 right now. Seeing where it goes. Having fun with it. I see it as Red Dead Light. Sadie's snoring right now. I don't know if you can hear it. Or she's breathing very heavily. So she's in a deep sleep. It's funny, you only see her when she's like, you know, at the end of the day, when she's just super relaxed and bone tired. She's very hyper and happy and excited during the day. You don't get to see her playful and playing. She never really lost the puppy in her. O-Dog has a smiley emoticon. Too bad Serena's not here. She had so much fun. I knew she would. It was like it was like talking to a kid. You know, I had to like just walk her through everything. You know, it's like we had a long conversation where I assured her that she would have fun. It's no big deal. Just talk about the movie like you would talk with friends, and you'll pick up a bunch of subs. And actually, let's check her channel and see how many subs she picked up. Metro Edit says, have you heard of Red Dead Revolver? It was made by Capcom in 2004, and it's like the original Red Dead. Yes, I have heard of it. And, yes, I've heard of it, in answer to your question. David says, tomorrow is the King's birthday. King Charles? Or are we talking about a king in game? Trying to get to Serena's channel without like typing in star hearts. Okay, here we go. She has 399 subs. She's coming up on 400 subs. There. See? Metro Edit says, have you played it? I have not. I have not played it. I am aware of it. David says, Elvis the Pelvis Presley. Okay. You know he had a twin, David. And you know his middle name was Aaron. And you know, probably know that he was born in Tupelo. I'll tell you a story sometime. I'll tell you an abbreviated version of it right now. But went to a guitar store once, and just to like look at guitars. And I started talking to the guitar sales girl. Because she was cute, and you know, she just had that kind of rock and roll vibe, and she had a super cute accent. She sounded like Miss Tilly, and and she said she was from Tupelo, and so I said that's where Elvis was born, and so we went out for like a couple of years after that. It was pretty funny. Metro Edit says, what do you rate Tombstone out of 10? 10 out of 10 for me. Tombstone, the movie, was the first movie night we did on this channel. And it's one of my favorite westerns. It was Kurt Russell is great in it. Fantastic cast. One of my top 5. David says, nobody mentions that Forrest Gump taught him to dance. Yes, he did. Also, this is interesting. I just learned, I learned this. Okay, the Jailhouse Rock song was banned by some radio stations because they felt it promoted homosexuality. And I know the exact line. Number 47 said to number 3, "You're the cutest jailbird I ever did see. I sure would be appreciative of your company," or something like that. "Come on and do the Jailhouse Rock with me." And yeah, I guess they're talking about boy jails, but I just assumed number 47 and number 3, I don't know. When I was growing up, I just assumed he was talking about girls, but I guess I guess technically it's not a co-ed jail. So it got banned in some I assume up north. Some radio stations wouldn't play it. Sun Records. I've been to Sun Records. That's another story for another time. Yeah, all we really did was collect $1 million in gold and give it to camp. And that's all we're doing is watching the raw footage in this live stream in Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, so Tombstone is definitely in my top 5 favorite westerns. And it was the first movie we did on movie night. So that should tell you how much I like that movie. Billy Bob Thornton is in it. A very young Billy Bob Thornton. And Kyle Reese as Johnny Ringo. See, that's my boy. Metro says, whenever I make my outfits for a playthrough of Red Dead 2, I usually inspire it off Clint Eastwood or Doc Holliday. Those are great role models for this game and life. Not really. Silas Soul, greetings. Jailhouse Rock was written by Jerry Lieber, who also wrote Stand By Me and Yakety Yak. I did not know that. Yakety Yak, don't talk back. Silas, happy Sunday. Appreciate you being here, friend. Yeah, I used to love rockabilly. Played a lot of punk rock and rockabilly in my youth when I was known as the 12-shot kid. Micah says, Yakety Yak, I like that song. Haven't heard it in a while. David says, makes me want to watch Twins. Yes, when Arnold first dipped his toe into comedy. He had an amazing career. He basically just wrote his own ticket as a movie star in the 80s. He could do whatever he wanted. I want to do a comedy. Okay, Arnold. And they figured it out, and it was still a success. Arnold technically is one of the last movie stars. It'll be sad when he stops making movies. What I mean by movie stars is that a person who is bigger than the movie. You're not seeing, it's like you're seeing a movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger or Humphrey Bogart or Marilyn Monroe. It's you're not watching the movie because of the plot or the title or the director. You're watching it because it stars a star. And they don't really have that anymore. They don't really do it. Tom Selleck is the last one, I believe. Metro Edit says, I went to Graceland one time. I went on Elvis airplanes, and I went in his house, and I also went to Sun Records, where Elvis first recorded his music. Yes, he did. That's all right, Mama. Silas Soul says, I like the Stray Cats and Eddie Cochran for rockabilly music. Yes, I love Eddie Cochran. Metro Edit says, also the Elvis movie is great. Micah says, I love Eddie Cochran. My favorite song by him is Summertime Blues. Well, as you know, there ain't no cure for the Summertime Blues.
How you doing?
Do you know the story behind That's All Right, Mama? That's All Right, Mama. Gladys couldn't afford to buy him a guitar for his birthday. I believe Elvis's 12th birthday. And Elvis said, That's all right, Mama. And then he wrote that song about it, and the rest is history. David says, I didn't care for the Elvis movie. Tom Hanks wasn't very good. Never saw it. I wasn't going to watch it. You can't, I mean, that's like watching a Bruce Lee biopic for me. It's like I know his music so intimately. I know him so intimately that no matter how good the portrayal is, it's not going to be good enough for me unless you have some kind of CGI Elvis. Glynis Coleman. Greetings, friend. Happy New Year. Appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday. I'm always happy to see you, Glynis. How was your weekend? Glynis says, Stray Cats are great. They sure are. Stray Cat Strut. I'm a ladies' man. I like that song. I like that. Got the shoes thrown at me by a mean old man. Sadie and I on our walk, we used to see this this guy that I called the mean old man, just because he was older, and he was so well, he's afraid of dogs. So when he would see us on our walk, he would like literally cross the street or walk in the street. When I'm like, Sadie's like completely in my control. She's not going to attack. She's not going to lunge. She's walking by my side. When we saw her, I put her on the, I'd like tighten up on the leash so she has nowhere to go. And I'm between him and the mean old man, but he would still like cross the street. So Sadie, it's like, and Sadie's smiling at everyone she meets. To Sadie, a stranger is just a friend she hasn't met. And so at any rate, we would call him the mean old man. He's not mean, I'm sure. Micah says, I also like She's Something Else by Eddie Cochran. Glennis Coleman says, I had a great weekend. I have that album still. On vinyl, I do have a vinyl collection, but I don't really play it. I just kind of like stream on YouTube when I need to hear a song. Yeah, She's Something Else is a great song. They would sing about cars and love back in the 50s. Wanda Jackson. I love her voice. Metro Edit says, all right, I'm going to head out. Sorry about those racist people. Don't worry about it, Metro. They're gone. They've moved on to another chat. But I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you being here, friend. And we shall see you soon. Further on down the trail, as one says. Glenn says, no, CD. I did have the vinyl when it was first released. David says, have a good one, Metro. Yeah, I started collecting vinyl, but I kind of, that kind of got um, surpassed by when I started collecting action figures. And I haven't really looked into getting any more vinyl lately. The Stray Cats have a song called, I believe it's called Gene and Eddie, where they pretty much just do every riff from, where Brian does every riff from the 50s, from all those songs. Summertime Blues and um, Silas Soul says, I like music by Les Paul and Mary Ford, How High the Moon, one of my favorites. Les Paul, he made some great guitars. David said, Puff the Magic Dragon. There was a rumor, that song got banned a lot too because they thought it was about that medical marijuana before it was medical marijuana back in the 60s. Micah says, were you a fan of Dion? Not really. I don't really love the 60s in terms of music. Sorry, David. I like the 50s. I like the 80s. A little bit of the 90s. Oasis is probably my favorite band of all time. And I like Coldplay. But from the 60s, of course, I like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Um, David says Dion and the Belmonts, the Wanderer, yeah, the Wanderer. Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of him, but it's like, and like Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, um, love Ella Fitzgerald, John Coltrane, Miles Davis. Who else? Johnny Cash, of course. Leonard Cohen, or I used to like Leonard Cohen. I don't really listen to Leonard Cohen now, not since his death. David says, good movie too. Yeah, I kind of remember the movie more than the song. I think I like movies and TV more than music at this point in my life. Glennis says, I hated 80s music in the 80s, but now I like it. 60s and 70s music was great. And Micah says, Fallout made that song somewhat popular again. Yeah, I like 80s music and 80s movies, and fortunately there are a bunch available on YouTube, the movies at least. If I had a favorite decade, probably it would be the 50s. I just love the fashion and the cars and the architecture. Everyone's wearing men are wearing hats and suits. Women, were like wearing gloves. Cars had fins. Gas was pennies. Yeah, my favorite movies are probably from the 50s. I like Alfred Hitchcock in the 50s, Sinatra. But I love the synthesizer, chaotic, shoulder pad, spiky hair of the 80s, and punk rock, of course. Glennis, Chapter 5 cutscenes are available. The black and whites are available for channel members. I've been making an effort to offer more perks to channel members. One of them is like video previews. So I'll put up videos, and usually I wait till I have a thumbnail before it goes live. And during that time frame when between the video is up and I finally get around to making a thumbnail, I will make it available to channel members, just so you know. Micah says, Fallout. Okay, we said that. And Silas Souls says, love the Twilight Zone shows and Alfred Hitchcock. Same here. Micah says, Ballad of a Teenage Queen by Johnny Cash. The Man in Black. Sadie just changed position. She popped up to say hi, to see if we were still live. And we're live. Because she wants me to say, and we're asleep. We'll be going for another 30 minutes or so. I like doing 2-hour streams. Glennis says, I am waiting until they are all available. It has been a very busy couple of weeks. No worries. I'm just telling you because you're a channel member. Shout out to the channel members. I'm going to... they will all be up, but I'm going to also release that the entire cutscenes of Red Dead Redemption 2 in black and white. And that's going to be over 3 hours long. So you can just watch it. You can just have it on the background. Don't worry about it. I just wanted you to know that videos are available earlier for channel members. And never make an you never have to make an excuse, Glennis. This channel is always here for you. No one has to apologize. No one has to make excuses. We're not going anywhere. I'm not bored with this game. I'm going to keep playing it. You know, when they release PS6, I'm sure I'm still going to be playing this game. I haven't ever found a game I've loved more than this one. And I don't think I ever will. This is ice water. In case you're wondering, I love water. It's important to stay hydrated. It's good for your skin. It's good for your brain. It lubricates your joints. And it helps flush out toxins. Glennis, I'm doing a Red Dead 1 playthrough. I'm about, I would say, I haven't actually checked, but I would say I'm about 20% through the game. And we will be doing a live commentary on the Red Dead 1 playthrough. David says, all right, cowpokes and cowpokettes, off to bed, very early morning. You all come back now here. David, really appreciate you being here as always. Thank you. And I mean that sincerely. Thank you. We shall watch Commando at some point. David will co-host one of these Saturdays. Thank you, David. See you soon. See you soon, friend. Arthur's just donating more money. Odog says, I'm struggling myself, David. Odog, you take care of yourself first. Don't worry about the chat. Don't worry about these unruly bastards. Glennis says, I am so happy I got Horseman 9 with Arthur. First time in 6 playthroughs. As I started Red Dead 1, still figuring out the mechanics. Yeah, it's glitchy and janky, and I call it Red Dead Light. Riding a horse in Red Dead 1 is like a motorcycle in Grand Theft Auto. It's like there's no difference. You're just kind of smoothing around the trail. The horse mechanics in Red Dead 2 are so much better, so much improved. Also, I'm not really as as emotionally attached to the horses in Red Dead 1 because, you know, the mechanics aren't that great. So I haven't lost one yet, but I don't think it would hit me as hard as it would in Red Dead 2. But we're doing a playthrough. We're seeing how it goes. Interestingly, I like Bonnie more than Sadie, I think. Don't tell Sadie. Don't tell Sadie. I like her character. I like how she teases John. I mean, Sadie is pretty dark and full of, you know, hatred and vengeance. And, you know, the red mist has descended pretty much for Mrs. Adler. You know, she's in a bad place. Even during, even after the epilogue, she's just experienced so much tragedy in her life, and it has changed her, shaped her, marked her. I mean, she even has a scar. It's like it's scarred her face. And Bonnie's like what Sadie would have been if she'd had a happier life, if she hadn't met the O'Driscolls. Miko says, Sadie Adler. I heard that. Yeah, she did. I'm sure I'll be fine once I finish the game and we return to Red Dead 2. My home, away from home. But right now, you know, she makes me smile. Micah said Red Dead 1 had more mini-games activities. Yeah, I went to the horseshoes, thought it was a stable, and got, like, pulled into a horseshoe game, which I completely whiffed. As far as I could tell on initial playthrough, the mechanics are kind of like fishing in Red Dead 2, but I didn't care. I got out of it. I thought you were a stable, sir. Yeah, I'm not really interested in like the mini games and the diversions. I'm interested in the story mode. I'm interested in the character of Marston in Red Dead 1. And the videos that I am thinking of making, apart from the live stream commentary, is comparing Red Dead aspects of Red Dead 1 to Red Dead 2. And, you know, that being said, I'm going to make a Sadie versus Bonnie video. Who would win? Sadie would definitely win, but well, in a fight. But we'll see. Micah says, I like the outfits in Red Dead 1. Yeah, I haven't unlocked any outfits. They said I did when I did this. I did like a bounty with the sheriff, and the game said I'd unlocked an outfit, but I couldn't find it. We've like got the standard John outfit that we're using in Marston Mondays, and we've got like a gentleman gambler outfit that I don't like at all. It doesn't even have a hat. Then everything else is locked, as far as I can tell. But I'm not, you know, I'm just enjoying the first playthrough. I'm not really looking up guides. I'm taking my time. Free roaming a little, pretty much just shooting every condor we can find. There seem to be more condors in Red Dead 1. And it's driving John nuts. You're talking about the white suit outfit, right? Micah says. I don't think it's white. It's just kind of like a black standard 1910 suit. Fancy gentleman outfit. I think it was black. He tried it on, didn't like it at all. I like how Bonnie keeps telling John, calling him a city boy. And if you don't know John, if you're on a first playthrough, if Red Dead 2 doesn't exist, if it's 2010 and you don't know Marston is at all, you might just very well assume that he's a city boy. which I find interesting. So I'm playing it from a bunch of perspectives. From a historical perspective, from a post Red Dead 2 perspective. I'm trying to like sort out the canon. Hirandro says they would be good friends, Sadie and Bonnie, I mean. Yeah, I hope so. But who would win in a fight? And we would have to give it to Sadie. But my videos, you know, I will mention that, but it's just going to be talking about Sadie and talking about Bonnie. And also talking about John in Red Dead 1 versus John in Red Dead 2. I mean, you're doing a first playthrough in 2010, and he's got those scars that you never hear about, you don't know anything about. And it must have been so thrilling for those players when they come to Red Dead 2 and they finally meet John in Chapter 1 and he has the scars, they're fresh. That just must have been a great moment for those players, a great, you know, a reward. You finally get to know how he got those scars. Micah says, I believe the outfit you're talking about is the elegant suit. Yes, I think that is what it was called. It was quite elegant. Not really what I wanted for John. And then you get to see little Jack. Now, I haven't even gotten back to Abigail and Jack yet. We're just still fooling around with Bonnie on the ranch. And it's kind of open world, but, you know, I don't really care. I mean, I know this world. There's more to do now, though, however. You know, there's no plague in Armadillo. Technically, 2 years later, or 2 years earlier, they had the cholera plague. They took care of that, cleaned everything out. It's a thriving town now. And where are the Del Lobos? Are there Del Lobos in Red Dead 1? Or are they still in Mexico? No, actually, they would have to have gone back to Mexico. Micah says it's going to be a while before you see Abigail and Jack. Just thought I'd give you a heads up. Yeah, I'm just taking my time, seeing what happens. You know, trying to enjoy the first playthrough and not rush through and just, you know, because that's my one regret about this game is I rushed through my first playthrough. I needed to find out what happened to Arthur. I was so invested in the story. I think once it started accelerating with Guarma, I pretty much just finished it in 2 days, 3 days. Or rather, I got to the epilogues. I got to the wheel. And, ironically, when we first take control of John, and we have to drive that wagon in the wheel, and I realized that we were going to have to play as Marston. That was the first and only time I rage quit. I just quit that playthrough and started a new game and went back to Chapter 1. That's how much I loved Arthur. That's how much I missed Arthur. And the second playthrough is the one I completed and did to 100%. And around that time, I started this channel. And here we are, 6 years later, still playing this game and fooling around with Red Dead 1 and talking to you unruly bastards live in Red Dead Redemption 2. How does everyone's week look? We shall be doing one more live stream tomorrow. Not Monday, not Marston Mondays. We're going to do Chapter 3, I believe. The Chapter 3 cutscene commentary live. Hopefully we'll have the audio figured out by then. Then Chapter 4, and then, 5 is a really short chapter as far as cutscenes go. And then Chapter 6 is like 2.5 hours worth of cutscenes. Chapter 6 is a great chapter. With great missions. It's just emotionally grueling for me, and I don't want to go to Chapter 6. So I probably will never play those missions again. So I will have to do Chapter 4 and Gorma together. So that will be a little bit longer as far as live streams go. Glennis says, I loved playing Arthur. I just wish we could have gone to New Austin as Arthur. That's my favorite area. Yeah, I assumed that owl trinket that Eagle Flies gives us, or Rainsfalls gives us, would cure us of the TB first playthrough. I was like, oh, okay, we'll be able to survive because we've got this magic Indian Native American trinket. And I assumed because, a traditional cure or, a way to alleviate the symptoms of TB was to go to a dry climate, and that's what New Austin was. So I assumed we'd be free roaming in New Austin with Arthur, and that somehow he'd survive. But that wasn't what they had in mind, and it works perfectly with Red Dead 1. It makes perfect sense, and I do not think Rockstar anticipated that we would love Arthur as much as we do. I don't think they realized this character would surpass Marston. I don't even think they realize it now. And we keep going with the donations. All this got edited down into a 5-minute video and also a 1-minute short. Just to see what would happen. Just to see what Dutch would say. And also, yeah, it was hours, perhaps even weeks in the making. But it's fun to do. It's fun for me. I'm sure I just watched other videos while I was doing this and had that in the background, because you don't really need to focus when you're donating money or going for using the Limpany Gold glitch. It's just a matter of sitting there grinding through. I will tell you, Glennis, I love New Austin more in Red Dead 1. It's kind of boring in Red Dead 2. But, I hate the map. I hate the graphics. I hate the font. That Red Dead 1 font. It's, the trains, they don't move like the trains in Red Dead 2. They just glide on the tracks. So much, it's part of it's the technology, but it's amazing how much they improved with Red Dead 2. It was only 8 years later, but it seemed like several generations of just AI and CGI later. but I'm not going to. As far as I'm concerned, as we're working on the Red Dead 1 playthrough, we're just going to play Red Dead 1, so I don't have to confuse the controls. I don't have to. I don't have to go back and forth. So we just, we'll leave Arthur in Chapter 2 for a while we work on John and Marston in Red Dead 1. But we still, we're still fooling around with Bonnie. We just herded some cattle in during the storm. I believe it was called the Tempest. We lost one of the cows, regrettably. Went over the cliff. Stupid cows. Micah says, currently playing Red Dead 1. My horse logo is on the map, but when I go near, it's a dog. A dog that responds to my whistles and follows me. Well, that's nice. It's funny. And anyways, in Red Dead 1, you can grab any horse you want. It's kind of like Ghost of Tsushima. Miko said, I love the music in Red Dead 1, though. Haven't really noticed the music, to be honest. But I've just been too focused in taking in the whole world, I guess. And figuring out how everything works. But this John, I think you'll enjoy this playthrough. This John, of course, one, he's shooting every condor he sees, and sometimes they're not even condors. And two, he keeps running over people deliberately because it doesn't really affect honor. It doesn't it's not like doing it. It's not like in Red Dead 2. They just get back up or jump out. It's just funnier. It's funnier in Red Dead 1, playing it from a Red Dead 2 perspective. Glennis says, can you pet cats in Red Dead 1? I don't even know if there are any cats. I haven't really looked. I will look tomorrow when I continue my playthrough. Because I know Bonnie has a cat in Red Dead 2 at least. But you can't even, I did a very charming mission where I had to follow the dog around on a routine patrol of the ranch. And that was a lot of fun. You just follow, I think the dog's name was Charlie. Micah says, I don't think I've ever seen cats in Red Dead 1. Yeah, they might not even have cats. But yeah, we had to follow the dog around, routine patrol, and we found a cattle rustler. Odog says, don't think there's cats. Odog, I'm glad you're still here. But don't worry about it, I mean, you can stay as long as you like. You can leave anytime you like. Don't feel obligated. Appreciate you being here as always, but, if it's tired, I mean, I know it's late for you. Axel Foley. Yeah, at some point we'll watch Beverly Hills Cop. We'll watch Commando with David. Leroy might be able to pick a movie or not. We'll see. Glennis, tomorrow I'll look for cats because I usually play in the morning. That's, I will have like 2 or 3 hours, like a block of time that I can devote to the game. That's what I plan to do all week. Get some footage for you guys. Imagine standing there all night just donating cash. Because that's what we did. It's morning. Then I sped it up 20 times. for the video. For another video. Micah says, Red Dead 2 definitely has more animals, though. Yes, the hunting mechanics, I don't even bother hunting in Red Dead 1. I mean, we're just shooting condors. I don't care. The hunting mechanics in Red Dead 1 remind me of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which I bet is around the same time period. AC Black Flag. Assassin's Creed 4, it came out 2013. So technically around the same time period. Red Dead 1 being 2010. Red Dead 1 does have a more of an old school Rockstar feel to it, and it does seem more Grand Theft Auto Cowboys to me. Or Grand Theft Auto with a cowboy skin over it. However, as I said earlier, I do enjoy John in Red Dead 1 way more than John in Red Dead 2. He's a fully formed character. He's mature. He's sure of himself. He's confident. I can see why everyone loves John now. Still can't herd. Still can't swim. Even though, ironically, we did have to herd, and he did very well. Thank you very much. Once he figured out how to give the horse medicine. Opening the satchel was a pain. It was like super hard for me to figure that out. And I didn't even I just kind of stumbled onto it when I was trying to change perspective on the camera. And it's like, oh, that's how you open the saddle. You open it with this button. I don't even know what it's called, the middle one. There. At any rate, friends, that's about all I have for you tonight. I appreciate all of you being here. I hope you had a great Sunday. I'm so thankful you spent some of your time with me. Your time is valuable. You can argue that it's the most valuable asset you have. And I am humbled and honored that you spent some of it with me. Shout out to the mods, David, Odog, Glynis, always happy to see you, friend. Micah, Miko, and who else can we have? Metro. Appreciate you being here, friends. Everyone, have a great night. Have a great rest of the night. We shall return tomorrow for Marston Mondays, which will not be Marston Mondays. It will be Cutscene Mondays. On Mondays, we cutscene.